Hi guys, it's your lovely host Antoinette McGee
and favorite classmate, obviously.
And today we have our lovely guest Nova, who's an entrepreneur and she does art. She sells some stuff. She has a pretty big following on Insta.
I do?
And
that's crazy.
Makes some stories that are really good. Hopefully they'll be published as books one day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
What a great introduction. She's so smart and so fresh.
My eyebrows are good.
That too. She has the best eyebrows in the world.
Today we're going to be talking about Raywin Connell.
Oh my God, who they?
She's a sociologist. She's a feminist, a hardline feminist at that. She's an author. She's made a few lovely books. She's a professor at a really good university. And not only that, but this lovely, lovely woman is a conflict theorist. Definitely write that down, y'all.
Ooh.
One of her major contributions is men's studies. Love that. Love that for her.
Yeah, we love men.
She talks about toxic mindsets that were put on the young person's mind and grows up with them into their adulthood and how that affects them and how they interact with women's.
Yeah.
And how they act in general. Things like man up, don't cry, because they feel like it's not, manly. They might bring that up to their grownhood and be like, I can't cry. That's a good example. Anyways, of that.
Shade. That's my brother.
But am I wrong though? Wrong though.
Nah, he don't be crying.
He don't. Someone probably told him that. Someone probably told him that.
Yeah. Dark times growing up, y'all.
So, things like that. Things like, I don't know, maybe high standards that, you have to be rich to marry me.
You mean you don't have to be rich?
You have to be rich. Give me money.
Honestly, man or woman, I would love you to be rich, but I'd rather make my own money.
That's what you have to learn, gal. That's probably a setup that people kind of put on you for when you're older. But things like that carry you on to your grownhood that maybe might mess you up in some type of way. Okay. Maybe it can be certain statistics, which we're going to talk about when we're talking about hegemonic masculinity.
Okay.
Now, that's a little bit more, it's kind of the same, but kind of not. Think of it like statistics that are kind of set up like when you think of, I don't know, let's say you're in an abusive relationship, 9 times out of 10, people think it's the man. But a woman can be abusive too.
That's true. Clearly.
Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I just don't want you to go outside. But if I probably say something like, oh, we've been arguing a lot and he won't let me go outside, they'll probably think I'm in a toxic relationship. That might not be the case. Maybe I'm the problem. You don't know. But you assume that just because he is a man. Probably because some of the things that people describe men to be is brutal, a brute, strong, sometimes mean. That's a lot of things that people describe guys to be. But why can't we be gentle too? Why can't they be gentle? Why do I have to be the princess? Why can't you look at me and think danger?
You definitely should.
But, things like that probably make them feel a little bit more insecure, that they have to be extra careful in public or else next thing you know, they're going to be on TV or on TikTok for following someone.
Oh, no.
Who knows? It can also just be little things like, hey, you have to be this or do this or that to be considered a man.
That sounds awful.
Be brave or else you are no longer man. Oh, what's that? You like the color pink? You're not a man.
Terrible. You mean women can't be brave?
Nope.
What?
Damsel in distress. Guys, I'm so scared.
Oh, no. A man must come and rescue me now.
I need one right now. Give me one, please. That's kind of what they put on you. Even in shows, I don't know, think something like Hercules. We're not going to act like he wasn't strong and bold and that's how he got the girl. So maybe that goes up with you in childhood.
I mean, I thought it was love. Dang.
Oh. So, little things like that give you the expectation that I have to be better. That's hegemonic masculinity.
Nice job. I didn't know anything about hegemonic masculinity before, but now I feel 1,000 times smarter because I learned.
Stupid woman. And silence yourself. Our third topic.
I thought you wanted your class to know how talented I was.
So abusive. See, women can be toxic. This was totally an example. Totally, I don't abuse her, guys.
That's not true.
We're gonna be talking about the Southern. Ooh, don't let this camera turn off. Y'all, we gonna be talking about her Southern theory, which is kind of like a pyramid of who is the greatest based off of their bank income.
I love money. Let's talk about it.
The top of the pyramid is the lowest and the bottom is the highest. If you don't know that, now you do. And we're going to be talking about that in levels. Manyan. Next, well, the first thing, our first topic, the lowest of the lowest, the poor.
No,
Very poor.
I can't relate.
Very rich man. Next we have working, but you're still poor. How you working and you still poor, baby? Taxes? Paying, babes. Next things next. We have middle class. What do you think when you think of middle class?
Disappearing.
Yay! It's pretty much also, think minimum wage. Minimum wage, you don't get paid that much, but you still working. You can still do a little some, not a lot. This one is like maybe the second to the richest, maybe politicians. People who maybe
Who take
sell
bribes.
houses, things like that.
Real estate agents.
Yay! We take your money. Geico. Royalty, which obviously, well, not right now at the time. There's not really much royalty. I'm sure there's someone out there, but that's not the point.
No, there's royalty.
Technically, our royalty right now would be Trump. Boo!
Oh, hail President Trump.
Trump fans be crazy. Hold on.
I ain't about to blaspheme our Lord King Trump. Hail Trump. We love him in this red state.
Red state, orange face, y'all. Anyway,
We love him. Don't listen to her. Please, don't take us to jail. We love him. I promise.
he got rid of TikTok.
Don't take us away. This is my family. Please. Okay.
He said his daughter's hot. Ooh, for our next topic, which is obviously still stuck on this one, but it's a little different of an explanation.
Yeah, what is our next topic?
People.
I love
I
people.
hope the mic doesn't hate me for that.
It does.
It does. People of all color
Yes, I'm a black
can
woman.
have a voice.
In America. Okay.
We're both black, but we're different colors. But that doesn't make me any more righteous than you, smarter than you, prettier than you.
Exactly. It doesn't make her any of those things.
Yeah, because every race should have a voice, no matter if you're Asian, Caucasian, Wasian,
That's not a real
both,
one.
Mexican. Hello? All races are allowed to speak. And it talks of, when it says that, it specifically talks about things that people find that aren't fair, things that you'd see a protest about. For instance, anti-racism.
Yeah, we love anti-racism.
Same-sex marriage.
We love gay people.
Gay people
We love LGBTQ.
are allowed to get married. I don't know, maybe lower prices. We love that.
Love wage equality.
I should be treated as well as the big man. Yes. Equal pay, appropriate pay,
accessible health care.
Things that people would want to protest about, things that people want to change. That's what it talks about, and any voice can do it. She can. Harriet Tubman can. Anyone
Praise
can
our queen.
speak a voice, and those types of voices has made change. Martin Luther King.
Yes, Martin Luther King. Yeah, we
go
love
to
Martin.
jail at one point, and he had a dream, a really good dream, but it got me not in bars right now. All right, these types of rights need, they got regulated. That's why we are in the way we are now. Voices like that deserve to be heard, and that's a part of the Southern theory that we talk about today. Everyone is allowed to have a voice. Okay, that's our last contribution topic. Guys, for our quote is, education is inherently socially inclusive. Any failure of inclusion signals the presence of power. We're going to be talking about that today, guys. Do you want to know about it? I think that people need to know. Well, it's basically saying that every voice is allowed to learn, to speak. And specifically when we say that, we're talking about women. Women are allowed to learn as equally as men are allowed to. We have brains. And, the presence of power. So any failure, just know that you can always retry. You did bad on that test, do it again. You're not a failure just because you did bad, because anyone has the power to learn, and everyone does have individual brains and learns different. So just because you don't get it right the first time, that doesn't mean that you can't learn or that you're any smarter or dumber than a man is.
For sure.
Equality.
Yeah.
That's our quote.
That is our quote. So what does that last part mean? Does it mean perhaps that the presence of power is making education exclusive?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Are you saying that maybe they're just teaching women less on purpose?
Like they're excluding people?
How could you exclude me? I should know just as much as men should.
Somebody should do something about this. Somebody like...
Connell. I didn't say it, guys. I didn't say it. You didn't hear from me.
I didn't hear anything.
She's a professor in the 18th most best university globally.
Ooh. I went to like the 105th best one.
Best university.
Whoa. She sounds super smart.
She is super smart. But the end, finally the end of this. Okay, for our finally the last thing that we're going to talk about today at this beautiful meeting with our beautiful guest and our loud, lovely voices. She was a feminist. I can just hear you writing it down.
Feminism.
Yay! Power to the women.
Girls, listen.
Not only that, y'all, but she was an author, and she actually wrote a book literally called Southern Theory, which we talked about earlier. Just about how every voice is allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, that's how you sum it up. Not only that, but, well, though she was a feminist, she was a hardline feminist, so that's good. And she was a conflict theorist.
Whoa, whoa.
What? Okay, I'm done. That's my line.
I'm sorry.
She said she's a conflict theorist, and what she believes in is that individual expressions is a social construction that shapes power dynamics between and within groups of men and women. I was reminiscing on that. But yeah, that's what she believes in, that we're equal. Do you think we're equal? I don't.
That is a multifaceted question. Do I think we're equal? Yes. Do I think we get treated equally? Nah.
No, that's why there's men and women bathrooms. That they're separate for a reason, y'all. But yeah, that's why she's a conflict theorist. She believes that women are not better than men, but they're not lesser than men either. And that we're all very equal. Very equal. Yes, very lovely, very good. And just to add on to that, let's talk about real quick how people felt about her learning about men's feelings. Ew, why do men's feelings matter? We don't care about men. We don't like men. Pay my bill. No, I'm kidding. So here's my thing. A lot of people kind of felt like it was a little 50-50 because she did a good impact because a lot of men finally felt comfortable to talk about their feelings. Guys, do you feel comfortable about talking about your feelings right now, guys?
Pause for a response.
But it should make you know that you're allowed to feel how you want to and that you're not scary or you're not weird for being comfortable with your sexuality at all. I'm comfortable.
I was gonna say you can tell by the use of our shoulders.
But not only that, but some people are like, hey, you're not a girl's girl. You're a pick-me. Why do you favor men more than us? Just because of what it sounds like. Now, obviously, this was older in the times. A lot of women believe that it was okay for them to treat guys like this and that it was okay for guys to be treated that way. But that's why there was a bunch of protests and why certain things weren't fair. That not only women should get more rights, but maybe to judge men less and let them feel comfortable in their own environment. Because, there's always going to be a place where men and women are there. It's not just all men, not just all women. And men shouldn't be the power system of everything.
It's not a boys' club.
It's not. At the ladies' end.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other half of people that, some didn't like it. Some people were very inspired, obviously mostly guys, to maybe not be toxic. Maybe don't hate your women. Maybe let us have a voice too. I think that's okay. I think that's pretty fair to ask of. And that, just to treat each other equally with respect and things like that.
We love equality.
And because of all these lovely things, from her books, her inspiring books, all the way to her major contributions. Okay, that the end thing that she got from this is a lovely award. Yay! Clap. Yay! She got an award. Yay! Okay, so the good thing is that she got given an award by the Australian Sociological Association.
Lit.
That's what she got out of this. She got awards. She's a great professor. You can watch some of her videos right now. That's the end of Ray One Connell, guys. Bye.